gonna be at Storymakers? Like, did you find someone to room with, or what's your plan?
Nobody to room with. No one
Um,
invited me.
um, because Cherie might not be able to come.
Hmm.
Oh, hello, streaming. We're streaming. So,
Yay.
hello. Welcome, world.
Hello.
Um, let's see. Okay. So, welcome to the Story Ninja Dojo with super tired but still alive Allie Cross. That's me. And looking dope with a new haircut by the looks of it.
Yep,
And Hunter.
that's
That's
me.
her. That's the person who's not me. Um, and welcome to the dojo. I can't remember the order of things where we talk
Shop,
writing
shops and kiosks.
chops and kiops.
Hi.
Yeah.
Aw.
Um, and so yeah. Can't remember the rest of our spiel, but Black Belt Excellent Publishing. Yeah, woo! Okay. So, um, I'm exhausted because my husband's been in the hospital for the past week. He is
But he's home
home.
now, and we are grateful.
Yes, he is home and he's going to be okay. He's just got a road to recovery and um it's been just hard and I'm tired. But I'm here.
So proud of you.
So how have you been, Anne?
Good after the kidney stones passed. And then
Yay.
it,
That was
then like I don't know if something like if it caught on the way out or whatever, but I was having some pain down there.
ow.
So I took some UTI medicine
Uh-huh.
stuff and it helped a lot.
Good.
So now we're
I
better.
I have
Tomorrow,
learned. Oh, what? What?
tomorrow my
Oh,
husband gets to be in the hospital for
why?
he's just having a small procedure.
Okay. Is
I
he
get to
staying
take care
over
of it.
for long or is it
No,
outpatient?
it's an outpatient thing.
Okay, that's good. Glad to hear that. It is amazing. I have learned so much about kidney stones, way more than I really ever needed to know, including the damage that is done to
Yeah.
us as they travel. So I don't actually feel your pain because I've never felt that yet, knock on wood. I think my desk
Uh,
is actually like press board or something crap.
these ones were on the mild side. Like
Mm,
the worst I've had, was the pain was worse than childbirth, pre-epidural.
yeah,
And I threw up on the side of the road on the way to the ER, and it was day glow yellow, and I've never seen that color come on my body before. So on one hand, it was like
that's
alarming, and
cool.
on the other side, I was like, "That's cool," but
So let's
and
talk
then
about.
these ones weren't as bad. It was like having uh, period cramps. And for any males that are watching this, just think of like the worst gas cramps you can have, like down in your groin
Yeah,
area and back pain at the same time,
yeah, yeah. It is no fun.
but
Not
24/7.
recommended. 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
Highly not recommended.
But I got to play Xbox and be babied by my husband, so I won't
Oh,
complain.
that's good.
It's a good
I
day.
hope that David is feeling babied. I'm trying. I'm not the best, like, natural caregiver. But I'm trying. I often need to be told, can you just sit down and like sit with me? That's usually how it is because I'm usually busy and he just really wants company, you know? So,
Yeah, I've been trying to train my hubby to be more mindful about physical affection.
uh-huh. It's hard when it's
So,
not your love language,
yeah.
but
Well, it's
you
funny
can
because
and should learn how to love your partner,
yeah,
I think.
his love language is touch, which is hilarious because I don't really get touched. It's like, but he
Oh,
likes touch, so
yeah.
I don't know. We've been
Well,
married almost like 23 years and we haven't
I've
figured out each other's love languages.
I've read that a person can have like a receiving and a giving
Yeah, I definitely
type.
do. Yep.
So, because yeah, I don't know. But So,
My giving is I realize like I constantly try to feed people. I think that's my
oh,
giving.
yes, I have seen
And
that in
then
action because
receiving,
almost every time I've been sick, you've like done a stealth door drop,
ding dong ditch.
which is amazing considering you live like 40 minutes away. So, this is the type of
Yeah,
friend
that
Anne is. She's that good and kind.
I must feed you. Um, and then receiving is acts of service and quality time.
Hmm. I can see the quality time in you for sure. um, so you don't get much of any of the good friendship stuff from me. I am terrible at acts of service and I am terrible at time. So screw
I
me.
feel
I don't know why you keep me around.
whenever we get together, I feel loved.
It's fun. We have fun when we're together. That is the complete and total motivation behind this show is just so that we have a reason to hang out together. Um, and, maybe we'll say something that will be helpful to someone. Truly, that is what we both really, really love giving, like helping other writers. That's a huge part of our personal writing journey. Like,
Yeah,
and I really want to put this out there that, you know how they say about teachers, which is such a terrible saying, it should be stricken from our memory, that those who can't teach or whatever.
right.
That's totally not true in writing, I think. I love learning from people who have more experience and stuff from me than me. And I think like I want to keep learning and improving and getting better at my craft and at the art of publishing and everything. And part of it is not just to try to sell more books, but because I want to learn so I can help. Is that weird? Do
Mhm.
you do the same thing? Like, are you learning a new thing and kind of going, wow, other people have to know this, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally do.
I'm just then terrible about blogging about it or sharing articles or whatever, because
But
I should. I
but
should
now
be like, hey, I discovered this thing. Write about it, but I don't.
now
So
I'm
I don't
hung
have
up on the whole those who can't those who can do, those who can't teach. It's like that comes back to I love the concept of multiple intelligences where if you Albert Einstein said something along the lines, if you tell a fish that it's bad because it can't climb a tree, it'll live its life feeling an idiot. Where you put it in where it's strong in water and he's amazing. So
yeah.
just because I can't do neuroscience or neurosurgery doesn't mean that I can't write a book about it. That's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's a multiple intelligence. You might be like really good in school and I suck in school, but I might be really good at applying what I've
Mhm.
learned and
Right.
you struggle with that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
multiple intelligences.
I love that. I've heard the goldfish story, but I'd forgotten it. And man, why do we continue? I mean, I think social media is so much better than it used to be, but
Yeah,
it still really is that where people can get full on depressed, scrolling through Instagram or
yep,
whatever, because they're comparing their worst self to someone else's best self. So, well, I've been posting pictures of my husband in the hospital, so this has definitely not been our best selves. Um, so let's see. Um, so we were talking about characters this month, but I've had zero brain cells to apply. I was supposed to talk about character foil and or the fool, the archetype of the fool. Um, and we can talk a little about those things like just off the cuff, or I've got a bunch of like writing tool things, like things that can give inspiration handy. We could talk about those.
yeah. I recommended like writing spurts because we had planned that for this week.
Oh, had we?
And
Wow. I
yeah,
didn't even
because,
look. I'm so sorry.
or maybe it was next week. because next
Next
week is
week's our
Derby week.
last Tuesday, and I thought we were going to do those on the
Okay.
last Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I
I
wanted to
mean
talk about,
Tuesday.
right. I wanted to talk about like some of the tools there. So we'll keep that in mind for next week. But
Okay.
yeah, whatever empowers you to feel good and yeah.
Well, I okay, let me talk for a minute then about so I taught earlier in the year about using the Enneagram to create your characters, but I'm teaching it partly because it was on my mind and I've been preparing a presentation. Well, the presentation is done. So, and, you know, been perfected a lot and man, it's awesome. And it is such a great tool for creating characters. Um, because so like and so I'm really enjoying that. I was going to say more, but I realized I really don't have the brain power to just talk off the cuff. I would need to open my presentation and stuff to look at it. And my computer is like, I hope that this recording works okay because I didn't plan well and I have a podcast producing in Premiere Pro right now and for my Right for Joy podcast. And it takes many hours for it to produce um, the MP4 of it. And I started it this morning. I thought it would be done. It is still has 2 hours left.
Man.
So I don't think it feels like that can't be right. It's only a 25-minute show. I feel like I'm doing something wrong, but I don't know. So anyway,
We can
so
just
we
talk
won't.
about like our favorite writing tools.
Well, I want to know, Anne, how has your writing been going? Have you been writing?
No, it's not. No,
Oh,
I'm on that course I'm taking for anybody
yeah,
that hasn't been following along. It's called 3XP. It's put on by Rebecca Hamilton and her team. For those of you who are like, oh, she's got a bad rap, and I've worked with her team on several occasions, and they've always done what they said they were going to do.
yeah.
So that
Rebecca
said, I'm
can be
taking,
very, like, can be hard to work with. We're both friends with Rebecca, and I like her, and I would totally
yeah,
recommend her program
she,
if you're willing to do what she says.
yeah,
This is not
one,
one of those programs where you can just be all like, woo, off the cuff. Like,
she does not suffer fools.
mhm,
Two, she does not have time for you to not do the work. And
right.
that is exactly how she comes off.
Yeah. So
So
that
be
can
prepared.
turn people
It can be
off,
like
but
yeah, it can be kind of bracing
yeah.
and make her seem like she doesn't have a lot of tact, but you pay for what you get, and she has the program I'm taking, it's basically equivalent to a college degree,
Yeah.
and it costs about as much. And the work is equivalent because it feels like college to me all over again. Anyway, I'm still trying to do the first thing that I was assigned back in December. You're supposed to get like authors to you're supposed to research the market and
Mhm.
find authors and have it all click together in a certain way. I found plenty of authors, but none of it is clicking in the certain way that I need so I can turn in the assignment.
Oh
So I'm still on
man.
that.
Yeah.
And yeah, writing has suffered the last 2 weeks just because of health.
Mhm.
And this week, like I'm getting back into it. So that's where I'm at writing.
Okay. So like so when you are do you find this to be sort of true with yourself that you struggle to um do creative work when you are busy doing business work, like left brain work?
Yeah,
Or
I'm like very all or nothing person. Like I have to put my focus all on like one thing until
Mhm.
it's out of the way, and then I can do all the other things.
Okay, that makes sense.
But like
Yes.
with writing, like I started practicing working on multiple projects, and that's helped
Uh-huh.
fuel the desire to write. So I just got to get this lesson out of the way, and then I can do some writing.
I was trying to find some other things to show you, but one thing I've been doing this past week is in the branding and such course that I've been doing. Um, and it was actually turned out to so great because it was just the right thing to do at the hospital. Um, so I haven't, I'm going to see if I can, so I haven't gotten feedback on this piece yet. So don't judge me too hard
What have I told you about judging?
that you don't do it.
It's not my job.
Oops, I said share. Oh, it's loading. I probably shouldn't have made it do anything hard. Like I said, it's been a my computer is busy. Okay, so can you see that? You probably can't really see that because you're on
It's
your phone.
pretty tiny. Yeah.
Um, but this is the initial branding. Like I kind of already have some basic branding for Story Ninja, but we're working on building it and making it something more. And so what I had to do for this, I had to narrow down the concept. And so like they even provided a formula of like adjective, this person, and I do this explicit thing, service, whatever, for the ideal customer or reader, right? Because I'm sharing this because maybe it'll be helpful to someone. So then, and you can use, we used Chat GPT to help us. We asked Chat to give us three different sort of versions of our concept, and then had to go and make Pinterest boards for like create a new account in Pinterest so that it's not the algorithm isn't already tainted by your likes and everything, and just look for that specific range. And so I put in, the chat gave me, GPT gave me like something like the creative dojo as the sort of theme. And it gave me like find authors staring out over beautiful landscape with like proud and determined expressions on their faces, like wow, whatever. And also to like to create an airy dojo space with writers with laptops or sitting and talking. And it's really, I didn't couldn't find any of those pictures, but I was thinking about my ninja girl here and thinking that I like her and I like your ninja girl. And I don't
I
want to
like
get,
my ninja girl too. Thank you for making her.
I didn't want to get rid of them, just to make
Uh-huh.
a new brand. Um, so I went then to anime and everything. And so these are just a few of the like pictures that I put up on Pinterest. And then the next step, and it had to include some branding and graphic design elements. You couldn't just look for photos because you need inspiration for the text, the types of font you might want to use, and everything. So then I took a screen cap of my board and went to color.adobe.com, and it gave me a few different choices of a color palette pulled from the pictures that I liked. Um, I chose this one for now. It's very close to the color palette I already have. Um, and then I was to make my first brand board. This isn't a real brand board because normally you would have text and different things and a logo and whatever, but this is just
Are,
beginning. I was supposed to share the color theme, whatever. And my top three favorite pictures, which are this Japanese poster type looking thing, my Ninja Girl, and this sunrise, because sunrises are always my thing on all of my brands, and they should kind of sort of relate.
Yeah,
But
it should definitely like fall through.
I like the hope that sunrise brings, a new day, possibilities, all that. And so then I was supposed to share my favorite pictures from the brand. So I'll keep you guys posted on more that I learned, but I shared this just so that, like, because I know that people get really hung up on branding and everything. Um, and asking GPT is a fun way to do it. Like, if you're not sure, and oh my gosh, have you ever asked GPT for to help you find your ideal reader?
No,
That is an
I
amazing what?
I'm too narcissistic, and I just chat GPT myself as a search term, and it comes back with interesting stuff.
You're a
But I'm like,
dork.
this is
Okay.
eerie. Like this, I don't like how much it knows.
Okay, let's ask. I'm going to do this right now. Okay. Hey, Gemini, because I always like talking to it like it's a real person because
Uh-huh.
one day the robots might rise up and I want them to remember that I treated them
I
like
was
real
kind.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Okay. Anne. I
Yes.
need you to hold the show for a minute. I
Okay.
need to run and take care of a house thing because David cannot at
Right.
this moment. So I'll be right
Right.
back.
All right. What do you want me to talk about? Oh no, she left. Hey guys, we're talking about ChatGPT and how the evil uprising will inevitably happen of the machines. The world will go to pot, like in the Matrix. By the way, the Matrix is super cool. I like it. And I think they're doing like a fourth movie. Like it's been announced and they've shown clips of it. Um, it's given me a lot of inspiration as far as dystopian stuff goes. Oh, hey, look, who's back?
Hello.
You
Have
should
I
watch
stopped
it.
have I stopped sharing?
I don't know. I
Okay.
was talking.
There we go. Okay. What were you talking about?
The Matrix and how the robot uprising will
Oh,
inevitably happen, and the world will turn into the Matrix if we're not already in it.
right. Okay, Anne, let me let's see. What do you need to identify your ideal reader? Um, let's see. Can you help me find my ideal reader? I tell me about the new series you're going to be working on, Anne.
Me?
Um, yeah,
This is the one that I hope gets approved for the program I'm taking.
yeah.
I've been wanting to write it for about 5 years, and it's kind of Good Omens meets Stranger Than Fiction.
Okay.
If our viewers haven't seen those, go watch them. They're terrific. They're a lot of fun. Um, my. Favorite word is. So it's going to be a 6 book
Tell,
series,
um,
and it's
it's a what? It's a series.
6 book series, and it's about the riders of Armageddon finding their replacements among high school students,
Oh, okay, okay.
and like the narrator is the clock in the hall at the high school, because my idea was that time can follow you everywhere. It's always there. It's like it's on the clock on the hall in the classroom, in the
Uh-huh,
halls.
yeah.
It's on your phone. It's on your wrist. It's everywhere. You can't escape time. So I thought that would be a really ideal narrator, in the style of Stranger Than Fiction of Harold Crick's Watch. So But yeah, it's
And is
gonna
it
be
young adult or new adult?
yes,
I'm so sorry. It's so noisy. It shouldn't last long.
young
Okay, it
adult.
is young adult. It's
Yes,
young, what?
young adult.
Young adult. It's young adult
Urban fantasy.
paranormal or dark urban fantasy or
Urban fantasy.
okay. Um,
So obviously we're gonna have
what kind of authors are in it? Like in
uh
that group that you think you're kind of close to?
right. Those ones those ones are iffy. If my ideal like market group together, um I would love to reference Neil Gaiman.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of P. Kingfisher.
Is that P what?
P.
P
T.
T.
Look at this. P.
Kingfisher?
Yeah, one word.
Okay.
And I can't remember the guy's name, but he wrote Kill the Farm Boy.
Kill the Farm Boy?
Yeah,
That sounds like an interesting book.
yeah, Tales of Pell.
Okay. So I filled in basically that stuff, and then I'm saying, how can I, now where can I find those readers online, and how can I appeal to them? Boop.
Oh, I guess you
And
could summarize it like, how can I appeal to the readers of Neil Gaiman, T. Kingfisher, and that guy that wrote Tales of Pell?
Naomi Novik wrote, oh, well, maybe it's not Kill the Farm Boy, it's Kill the Boy. Um, so
You could also do Holly Black.
yeah. So
She might be a better pick.
This is what Gemini gives back. It gave me um, it gave me the header of online communities, social media, follow the authors you mentioned and similar authors on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the comments and discussions on their posts to see what kind of content their readers engage with. Goodreads, join groups focused on YA fiction, urban fantasy, and the works of those authors. Search for discussions about these books and participate in conversations to build your presence and connect with potential readers. As in, be a reader, folks.
Yeah.
Like, just enjoy talking to other people about cool books in your genre. Be real and authentic. Wow. And then subreddits, like join subreddits like fantasy, YA lit, and read YA, because they might have discussions about similar books, participate in conversations, and showcase your knowledge of the genre. And then it gave targeting strategies. You can use keywords like YA urban fantasy, Neil Gaiman inspired, T. Kingfisher vibes, and dark humor when promoting your book online to attract readers who enjoy those elements. Um, Craft compelling blurbs that highlight the unique elements of your story. Mention the clock as a narrator and the Good Omens meets Stranger Than Fiction mashup to pique interest. As in, once you have written your cover copy, that doesn't mean you're done writing copy for your book forever.
Oh, it never
You,
ends.
yeah, you can mash it up, you can get creative with it and try all sorts of different things. Then it talks about cover art, which we don't really need. So, appealing to fans of specific authors. If you draw inspiration from Neil Gaiman's intricate worlds, showcase your own unique and detailed world building in your writing and teasers. Um, T. Kingfisher is known for her blend of humor and emotional depth. Highlight your own comedic voice and explore the characters' emotional journeys in your descriptions.
Yeah,
Um,
that's me as a writer. Got that.
totally. Naomi Novik excels at twisting fantasy tropes. If your story subverts classic apocalypse narratives, which it does, or reimagines the horsemen of the apocalypse, showcase that unique tip twist. And then says run a giveaway, um, and also, and then um, Gemini's last word of wisdom is remember that engagement is key. By actively participating in online communities and showcasing your knowledge and passion for the genre, you'll attract readers who share your interest. So, and you can always, so like if you got that response and that is so totally not what I wanted, you can drill down. Like you can ask Gemini, can you please um, expound on, like, I don't know, you can ask for all kinds of things. Like you can ask it, can you craft me a post for subreddit fantasy um, to introduce this topic? And it can write that post for you. You can ask it, like you can drill down, you can ask it, here is my back cover copy. Can you write 3 different promotional blurbs? And then for 3 more and 3 more. And so you can do all kinds of things. But what did you think about that feedback, Anne, from Gemini? Like, did it
That's
feel spot on, or do you feel or what?
right. Those are all things that I already know how to do and I already do. So
Yeah.
yeah. But I think it especially at the end there, it basically tells you engage, make
Hmm.
connections with people. That's how you're gonna get readers,
Yeah.
is by connecting with people.
Yeah. There
And
are
when you share
always,
yourself, you're sharing your brand because you are your brand.
yeah, that wasn't always the case. Because, obviously people bought books before there was social media,
Hmm.
but it certainly is the case now. Read readers, but audiences are connecting with the brand personality and then with the product or whatever that might be. And there will always be outliers of people who just put a book up and bam, it's selling like hotcakes.
Yep.
But for the rest of us, it's work. I don't think I will ever sell as many books as I hope to sell, or sell as many books as I used to sell, because I just don't work. I'm not as engaged anymore. Um, but that doesn't mean I don't love the genre anymore. Ah, maybe I'm just jaded or tired after 20
Yeah.
years.
It's easy to get really tired.
But if you can find ways to get excited again or to stay excited, then all the power to you. But if you're ever not sure about, like, if you want to make a calendar of TikToks or something that you want to make about your book, ask GPT. That it's a fantastic source for that. Recently there was a free AI writers conference, and I posted it on our Utah Authors community board, and this person responded saying something negative about AI, like they will never use AI, and any writer who does is like death. They're horrible. And I think he kind of missed the point, because
Yeah. AI is
AI
great
is
as a
here.
tool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I don't
wouldn't
want it to
rely on
write
it
my
to write.
books.
I don't want it to write my books, but it's great as a tool in helping me find and like I'm not good at kind of trying to explain the intricacies of a book that I read or what I'm writing. But when I asked Chat GPT to kind of describe it, it comes up with a great description. It's like, here's what it's about.
Yeah.
And that's really helpful. So when you're using it as a tool, I don't see anything wrong with it.
No, and it's not about writing faster, although I totally think it can help us write faster. Um, and it's not about
Also, never say never because never is an awfully long time.
it really, really is. Like if I don't even know, I can't even think of an example, but the thing is, it's like anything new and but just willfully denying it is putting your head in the sand, you know?
Yeah. You're
So I
probably going to
think,
end up using it without even realizing it
yeah,
someday.
yeah. And
It's just
I
there.
love it because so the ways I've used it, of course AI is big in my house because my husband works in AI, and so he's had access to a lot of these like like private betas, I guess, you know, for Gemini and different things. So we've had access to it not a huge long time, like a couple months before the general, but we've been trying it out and testing it out for all sorts of different things. But like you can use it to so let's brainstorm some ways that you could use it in the creation of your story. My story ideas often come to me as like a character in a situation, or even sometimes a character and a feeling. Like I have this character, I feel like it's a dark Egypt, like modern day, but Egyptian flavored something. And you can literally take that to GPT and ask, can you brainstorm with me some story concepts? It doesn't mean that the story isn't yours. You're not going to probably, because you're a writer, so you're always going to be taking your own spin on things, but you know, get it's like brainstorming with a friend who isn't like trying to butt in and tell you what to do or how to do
Yeah.
it. You know, it's just totally easy. And also, you can tell it, I don't like any of those ideas. Whereas when sometimes when you brainstorm with a friend, you're kind of like, oh yeah, yeah, those are good. But you don't want to continue the conversation because
Not me. I'm like, nope, that's not the right fit.
that is true.
Moving
This is
on.
probably why I love
It's
you
like
because I always
I
know where I stand. But so you can brainstorm story concept. You can say, this is where starts and this is where it ends, but I don't know what the catalyst is. Like, can you give me some ideas? And it can throw out some ideas. And you can even give it your outline, like the outline method that you like. If you like, say you have the 15 save the cat beats, or you have my 20 roadmap beats, you can see, I'm getting good. I love this
water.
roadmap of mine. I'm like, I don't have any trouble pushing it. You know, you can put in those beats and say, this is what the story is about. I just don't know how to do the outline, you know, and it'll give you ideas and you can bounce that around. And then there are ways to use GPT for, or AI for editing. I use Fictionary for that. And because I can
You're
see,
welcome.
I can see by a graph like that my story is following the traditional, you know, the not, you know, the reader anticipated movements and things like that. And then of course you can use it in marketing. Like ask it to help you build your marketing calendar, you know, and get it to write the copy for you and it can even tell you what kind of pictures you should have to match that copy. So a lot of the brain power that we spend on extra stuff that might not feel like so almost feels superfluous or like have tos and not get tos, um, you can use GPT for. So,
Mhm.
okay, I'm getting off. You're like, dude, I wanted to talk. Okay, so that's, you said tools. That's a tool. I talked about it for 40 minutes.
So I introduced Allie to Fictionary, and if you want to check it out, it's Fiction Ary, ARY, .co, not com, co. It's weird, but it basically helps you edit your book by seeing like what characters are where and your timeline and where the tension's good and where you need to work on it. It's a crazy voodoo tool, but and it works.
It really
Um,
is. If you are
yeah.
looking for help with tools or you want to know what's out there, you should ask Anne. And Anne, you should just go all in and make that part of your job description, like that
I
you know what's out there.
love I love the toys.
I know you do. And so, guys, like back in the day, it was only a few years ago, but Anne kept mentioning all these tools at lunch. And I was like, I've been writing a lot longer than you, and I don't know any of
Uh,
those tools. So come
you
and
also
tell
said I
us,
intimidated you.
come and tell us about just because you don't ever show any in like you come across as very confident all the time. And I find that intimidating because I am not. Like I I am nervous a lot and it's just all out there for everyone
Well,
to see.
I'm gonna give you my secret. Are you ready?
Yeah?
20 years in theater
Yeah.
and
I know
acting.
you've and you're like that duck on the water, like smooth, nothing's bothering you, but underneath is all this woo, like that's Anne. But so she comes to this lunch, and sadly, it happened to be one of those random freak lunches where hardly anyone came. Normally, we had like 15 people. And
Yeah,
so,
we
but it
had
was
at least
nice.
five.
There's five, yeah. But it was nice for me because we got to go more slowly. But oh my gosh, I thought Anne would come and like just talk to us a bit about like one or two things. She came prepared to show us, and she like, I don't know. It felt like way too much. Like I was super overwhelmed. She was like, and then you need to check out this, and then you need to
I
do
get
this.
I get very
And
excited and passionate about things.
she does. So it's very awesome. And that reminds me that I need to have you on to the group, our Writers Write group. We have lots of groups. Um, to do a a ream
Yeah, we gotta talk about Reem.
thing. Do you want to tell people now what ream is, just so that they know?
Okay, imagine if Kindle Vella, and Patreon had a love child. That is Reem. You
That's a
basically,
good.
if you don't know what Vella is, uh, think of Wattpad, but they pay you. So
Nah.
maybe Patreon and Wattpad might be a better thing. Ream caters to its authors. It's you make your own subscriptions and then you write on their platform and it goes to people in those subscription tiers. So you can say that um, your $50 tier gets the chapter 2 weeks before the $10 tier, things like that. And yeah, I love Ream. It's a great way to supplement my income.
How's it going for you?
Because the writing is slow. It's like I have like one really, really super loyal fan, and then I have two other awesome subscribers that they're just steady and sticking around. So I am grateful for them.
How do you deal with the guilt or whatever when you're going through rough times?
I actually have a disclaimer on my page. Um, it's actually in the facts section. I
Hmm.
made an FAQ page, and it's like having a conversation back and forth with a potential subscriber and myself. And I make sure it's plenty self-deprecating, so it's entertaining. But at the
Uh-huh.
end, it mentions that problem that like I do take a while to write things and what happens when I get sick because that frequently happens.
Hmm.
Um, I answered it. So if you want the answer to that, go on my Ream page, reamstories.com/ANNHUNTER.
Awesome.
Go find the
I'm actually
FAQ.
gonna type that link in here. So that was eh, um,
Ream stories. And Ream as in reams of paper, REAM.
no dash or anything between your
Nope.
first and last name. Okay.
It's all one caboodle.
Yeah, so it's like the nice thing about Ream instead of Patreon and or coffee or Kofi, whatever you want to call it, or
I say Ko-Fi
any of the other things is that it was built by authors for
for authors.
authors
It's
and
basically the difference between Grammarly and Pro Writing Aid. Like one's
yeah,
great for term papers, the other one's specifically for writers.
yeah. And you can see it in the type of content that the team provides. Like they're always providing information on
Yeah.
how to be better. They're always improving the product to help it be better for
And
readers
the
and
people running it are fantastic.
yeah,
And they treat their writers right.
yeah. So it's awesome and I highly recommend it. Any other tools that you would recommend?
Um, yes, but I want to save them for when we talk about printing
Okay.
next week.
All right. I am feeling desperate to write.
Okay.
Like, I have not felt that way in a long time. But isn't that always the case when you're feeling super stressed or busy and you have no time to write? That's when your
That's when you want it.
muse is
Yep.
like, hey,
What's up?
I got a story to tell. You ready to write it down for me? And you're like, no, no, it's not the right time. I'm super busy. I'm stressed.
That's
I'm
when you take
tired.
quick notes on your phone and say,
Yeah.
I will come back to this.
Yep. So
If you're
that,
if you're did you want to wind up early so that you can go right?
no, because I just would have to go check on David. Like
Mhm.
that's my like I don't know. I have it's funny because when my boys were little, I had no trouble filling 10 extra minutes with writing, and I felt no guilt or shame. But now I feel like I just fill it with the next to do, and that's a mind shift thing that I need to do for myself, because that's not right. Like, um, I would say that I had fewer things going on when the boys were young, when the boys were children, like, um, and that's probably true that we were just physically busy, but I wasn't as busy with whatever things I'm doing. But I don't know. But right now I'm a little anxious to get my presentations recorded and everything.
Ah,
So I would probably fill extra time with perfecting the handout or something. I need
it'll
to
be in
record them.
production.
They're due this week, so I have to do them.
I was asking one to be supportive and two um my
You want to go?
teenager was almost late for teaching
Uh-huh.
and so I still have her gear bag in my trunk and I need to
Oh,
get it to her for her
oh.
foot belt class, which is in 10 minutes.
Well, then there's no shame in closing up shop. There's no rule that says this program is even an hour long. Like,
Okay.
for all people know, it's 20 minutes long. That's
So
probably how
I have
long
to go
people
do
would actually
some
enjoy listening.
I have to go do some real martial art stuff um for the person I'm trying to make a better life for through writing.
Yep.
They like that.
I love it. Yep. And are you watching Shogun?
I started, but I didn't have the patience to read the subtitles.
Oh, yeah. This is
Especially
why
I don't have great vision, so and the words were
mm,
little and they went fast and
this
yeah.
is why I don't love animes, even though I love animes. Like I watch them with the boys and David often, so I kind of know what's going on, but I can't just watch. Same with K-dramas. I love them. They are right up my alley, the kind of humor and everything that I love. But there's just nothing that I am doing that I just can't sit and watch TV blah, like right on like that. I have to be crocheting or doodling or something. And none of those
Yeah.
things, like I miss whole chunks of stuffs.
That's
So,
that's like our the way that hubby and I wind down before bed
mhm,
is we'll watch our shows together.
yeah, yeah. So you get like maybe a 20-minute anime or something.
Oh, we
But
watched like three shows, so it's like an hour and a half.
Shogun's really good if you can bring yourself, but it is also difficult. I watched it back in the day, like in the 80s or 70s or so, because my mom watched it. Um, but I don't know why I brought it up. Oh, just because it's Japanese and I was thinking about dojos
Anime
and
stuff.
the honor, like it's pretty nuts watching this show because the lengths to which people go in the name of honor and duty in
Yeah.
like what is it, 1100 or 1500 Japan, is extraordinary. And the dedication, and like I've watched a few people now commit seppuku, I can't remember what it's called, and like, seriously, the ability to drive a sword, not a
Yeah.
dagger, a sword hilt deep in your gut and then twist it and then pull it up, because that is like to eviscerate yourself. That is the goal. Um, while staring at your lord or whomever who ordered you, like, dude, that
Yeah.
kind of dedication. And we at the Story Ninja Dojo will never ask you to eviscerate yourself. However, it might sometimes feel like it. In
It might
fact,
be painful.
yeah, we might have to have a term for, you probably need to rewrite this and be like, it's time for some honorable seppuku, whatever the word is.
Yeah. We'll find the word.
We'll
I'm
find the
familiar
word.
with what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Um,
Because rewrites and stuff can feel like that. But, anyways, dojos are awesome. Honor and duty are why Anne and I do what we do. And, so go watch Grace kick some butt. That's awesome. All right. Next week, we're going to do sprints.
yes.
So come with your
We're gonna
writing.
we're gonna I was thinking we could
Oh,
talk about sprints and
okay.
tools for sprints and then maybe do some sprints if we have time.
Okay. Um, one of these days, we might want to think about trying to get an audience and like offer a prize or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
If, like a coaching session with one of us or something else. Um,
My kids tease me when I stream for gaming for Xbox.
uh-huh.
They're like, "Mom, are you even talking to anyone? You're just talking to yourself." And I'm like, "No, there's two people watching me right now. They might
Yep,
not talk back, but they are there."
that's right. They are choosing to fill their ear holes with your voice.
Yep.
So that right there
I
is a
mean, who
reason to
wouldn't
show
want to
up.
listen to us? Like we're funny and charming and we have voices like velvets.
I love it. Maybe that's what we need. We need to come in with our, I don't know, sexy or
Or
goofy or
sultry.
voices. I don't know. All right.
Yes,
So
voices.
I know. Why are gaming voices so boring? All right, guys. We are heading off. One to go like stand in a sweat filled place of hope, desperation, awesomeness, and excellence. And I'm gonna go eat Chick-fil-A. So
Yes, I approve.
see you guys next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard or Daylight
Kamsahamnida.
Time. Bye. Um, and I forgot to do the bowing out thing.
That's okay.
You did
You and I
it.
can keep chatting for a second.